The flavour wheel, I suppose, it's useful in that it should be used as a prompt, or and if you're on your own, almost a way of having a conversation with yourselves. It's not tasting notes and appreciation of whiskey, or the analysis of whiskey, is not an exact science. What one person will taste may differ from another, and also the way that flavour wheel works here, there's specific new tires, smells, etc. People may reference things like this, but it's not to say that the whiskey will ever smell exactly like any one of these flavours. It's a myriad of different complex characters. And I suppose to try and build your own understanding and appreciation, you should ask yourself certain questions. And like I said, it's not a test. It's not to say, can you get this note and you have a good enough nose if the answer is yes or no. It's not that at all, but to build beyond just simply drinking the stuff, to be able to try and understand, and it'll not only help you to understand that specific whiskey that you may be enjoying, but why you enjoy it, why you don't enjoy it, why you prefer certain categories of whiskey, certain distilleries, or the work of certain blenders or distillers. So it's broken down to quite simple formats, and then similar obviously within the categories, but where I would suggest that the person should be working is just beyond that. So you can go for things like there's certain elements of this that, to generalize, will be more prevalent within Irish whiskey. Peat, there are some peated Irish whiskies, but it's not as prevalent as is in Scotch. Most of the whiskey that's in Ireland is less fainty and more fruity, floral and clean in its style. But what you can then work on your way through is how you move out from, yes, it's fruity, but maybe certain distilleries might use sherry casks for a distillate, and they might use just bourbon, and then you'll start to see the difference is between Christmas cake flavour profiles and maybe something down here along caramel or so on, and then even breaking that down further, because a common trait or a common tasting note that's given, if you want to, the basic level when you drink sherry, say Christmas cake, and everyone will agree with you, but then of course not every sherry finished whiskey or matured whiskey is the same, and then it's where you can work and I suppose expand on that and explore, and it's not specific things. It can be memories, it can be this peculiar smell, this thought process that you may have had and what it evokes. But this is a good base or launch pad to try and work yourself beyond. Okay, I like this whiskey, I don't like this whiskey. Why do I like it? What don't I like? What do I find curious about it? And so that's the real usefulness of this as a tool. It's not to prove you right or wrong that you cannot taste these flavors or can taste these flavors, but to help you gain a deeper understanding of the liquid and why you should resonate towards certain distillery styles or certain categories or even cask types, and what it is you like about them or dislike about them. For myself, as part of there's one of my first colleagues I had in the whiskey industry was probably a man far more intelligent than I. He used a Latin phrase that I sometimes steal to give a false perception of my intelligence. So, de gustibus non est disputantum, which is in matters of taste there can be no dispute. Different people will enjoy different tastes, and so for me as a flavour creator or a whiskey producer, I can't just go, well, this is what I like, so I'll make shed loads of this, and then everybody should love it because I know what I'm talking about. Different people will enjoy different whiskies, and even myself will enjoy different whiskies for different reasons. Not often, when you start off on your whiskey journey, you may not particularly be fond of a style. It might just make sweeping. No, I don't like pot still whiskey, so I'm not going to drink it because they had maybe disliked the first. But this is the enjoying thing about going to whiskey bars and trying new things or taking part in courses like this, where you get a broader understanding of not, okay, I like this whiskey, so I'll just drink it all of the time. This is the world of whiskey and why and how all of these things are different. So you can nearly, beyond that one glass of whiskey, you can nearly garner a lot more pleasure from understanding it on an analytical, if that's the correct way of phrasing it, level of the style, the category, and the potential for other whiskies that fall within that same category but are different as far as flavour profile.